So welcome back, Life After Corporate Business Launch Masterclass. This is our second training in our workshop, and whether you're thinking about leaving your corporate job and venturing out on your own, or if you've already taken the leap to start your own business and you would like to get more clients, this is the place to be, the place to the step-by-step path to replacing your six-figure salary as a coach or consultant, and it is Launch School. So this training is for you if you want to build a business that grows and scales, where you can replace your corporate salary plus make an impact with your work, whether that's a passion to impact individuals, companies, or the world at large. There is a business model that will work for your business. And that's what we're looking at today, how you structure your business to meet your business goals and your lifestyle goals, and one that works for you and your ideal clients and helps you stand out as a market of one. When you do an effective job at positioning your value proposition in your industry, you become known as the one who, just like I am the one who will get you to the right business model, the right pricing, the right value proposition to create a business that grows. And most of you were here yesterday. So very briefly, I was an executive leader in the corporate world for 20 some odd years. I am a launch expert. The products that I launched in the corporate world, I increased the price by 2x. It was more expensive than the competition. It was also twice the price of the original program that I had taken over to do a turnaround. And we grew that program from nothing to 32 million in 30 months. And I have a reputation for getting launches right. And I've mentored hundreds of women just like you. No one as unique as you are, but women who are leaving the corporate workforce to launch their own business. Now I am founder, host of the Life After Corporate podcast, founder of the Launch Lab for Women Entrepreneurs and the Six Figure Accelerator. And I've been launching services businesses for more than 20 years. And I would advise hundreds of other corporate women leaders make the leap from corporate to entrepreneur over the last 8 years. And this has been my most fulfilling career journey ever. I'm also the Elevate Network chapter lead for entrepreneurs. So if you're a member of Elevate Network, join us there. I'm a board member and investor and advisor to women-led businesses. In this workshop, I'm teaching you how to choose the right business model for your market. And you might think that you don't need this training because you're a consultant or coach and there's already a business model that works for you. But there are many more ways to launch a coaching or consulting business than just one-on-one or custom services. And today we're exploring all the ways you can create a hybrid business model that will enable you to leverage your time and money and grow even more quickly and impact even more people. And thank you for coming back to part 2 in this series. I can tell you are true action takers who are serious about not only helping others, but also about creating a business that gets traction. It's sustainable and it grows. The response to the first training has been incredible. So thanks so much for tuning in. I loved reading the emails and the posts on Facebook. And if you missed that first video in this series and you're watching the replay now, you can pause this, go back and check out video number 1, training number 1, because it'll make the most sense if you go through this process in the right order. If you're here in the room, don't worry about it. If this is your first session, you can always go back and listen to the first replay after this call is over. So that's it. So here's what we'll learn today. In this training, I want to take you deeper into this area, and I'm going to show you my business model generator that can help you choose the right business model for your financial and lifestyle goals. So make sure you have your workbook handy. If you don't have the workbook, it's in every single reminder email that we sent you about this training series. There's also a link to the business model generator, which is an Excel spreadsheet that you can download if you have that, or you can just follow along with the picture in your workbook. We're going to be covering a lot of ground today. So there's a reason why you're here. It's either that you've already launched a business and it's not working out the way you expected it to, or you're thinking about launching a business and you want to learn as much as you can about what is likely to work best so that you can start generating revenues sooner rather than later. So can I get an amen from someone? Do we want to start generating revenue sooner rather than later? Feel free to type in chat. Yay. Kim, thank you for posting the link for the workbook. And there's never been a better time to launch a coaching or consulting business. We are not going back to business as usual before this pandemic. Some companies will forever restructure how they deliver value to their customers. There were 5 million women who lost their jobs, and many will not go back to work. Coaching, consulting, and online learning are all markets that are exploding right now with no end in sight. But with that is an increase in people who are launching new businesses. And with that, there's increased competition. So it puts the pressure on us to stand out and differentiate ourselves. So we stand out, we have a voice that really speaks to our ideal clients. We can be innovative, we deliver proven expertise. So it forces us to hone in on our value proposition and get super clear and super sharp on what we're offering. There are a lot of people out there who are one-hit wonders. So if you remember all of those artists, those musicians back in the day who had a hit song and we never heard from them again, right? So the same is happening with many new coaches and consultants and course creators out there. And I want that to be you. So in this video, I'll show you how to create a standout business model that delivers unique value to your clients in a way that others are not. To get started with choosing a business model, the first thing you need to do is choose how you imagine your life to be. We want your business to suit your lifestyle, not your lifestyle to work around your business. I think we've all been there in the corporate world where life took a second seat to business. I remember when I left Gartner, I was thinking what a joy it would be to have friends that I didn't work with, right? So I love the people that I work with, but I also wanted to have a group of people that I didn't spend day in and out with in the corporate world. And why your business model is important. Your business model determines how you will charge for your services and how you will structure your time and deliver value for clients. So your business model is the most important first decision you need to make about your business. So here's the business model generator tool. So what I'm going to do is go through each one of these. I think there are 8 different business models. The tool itself, I will stop sharing here and I will share the actual tool with you. Really, I screen share all day long and never have an issue with it. All right, so this is an interactive model, and there's only certain cells that you can play with, and they are all the ones in the B2B or B2C column. And it's pre-programmed that if you enter a Y, it'll be green, and if you enter an N, it will be red. So it's an opportunity for you to go through this tool and really think about the vision that you did for your lifestyle 3 years from now, the next 1 to 3 years, and think about what business models would work for you. So I'm going to go through this on the PowerPoint, but you can be following along in the notes on your in your workbook. All right, so the first business model we can talk about is a retainer-based model or a fractional executive. And this is typically in the B2B space, not the B2C space. So business to business, not business to consumer. And the benefits of the retainer-based model is it's repeatable revenue. It becomes predictable and it can be very lucrative. The cons of a retainer-based model is it is time constrained and revenue constrained, because basically you're still working one-on-one with clients. You're just splitting your one-on-one time between multiple clients. So there are business models out there for a fractional CFO, for instance, or a fractional CMO or a chief revenue officer. So it could be that you divide your expertise between many different companies. You may have 10 different businesses that are each, say, paying you $3,000 a month, and you're earning $30,000 a month from 10 different sources. If that's something that appeals to you, then that's a great business model to consider. Then we have project-based consulting, which everyone I'm sure is familiar with. It can be lucrative if you're standing out in an area that has high demand, and you can charge a premium price for your time, for your services, and you can package that and create repeatable frameworks. So yesterday I told the story of Molly, the in-demand change management consultant who works in healthcare and financial services, highly regulated industries. She's created a standout value proposition of creating a change capable organization when she leaves. So she can charge a premium price. So she's already, at this point through the year, in mid to upper six figures. She'll get to $1 million by the end of the year, and it's really just her. But what she does is very specialized, and she's been able to carve out a unique value proposition, because the cons of this business model is it's time constrained. There's only one of you, or you expand your consulting business and you add on other bodies, other people who are also selling. But it's usually some customization required, even if you're using some repeatable framework. And then we have individual coaching, or a coaching package or retainer. So individual coaching can also be lucrative. Typically, we have a package price for coaching services. Most of us have a repeatable framework that we use that's somewhat customizable. Again, it's time constrained and it's revenue constrained, because it requires you to deliver services to individuals, and that just simply doesn't scale over time. But I have a friend who's a very in-demand executive coach for CEOs, and she charges about $26,000, I think, for 6 months of private coaching. So for her, it's a lifestyle business. To make a couple $100,000 a year doesn't require much marketing. It doesn't require much of her time. And she's one who just loves to travel and be all over the world and be a digital nomad. And so that works for her lifestyle as well. And then there's group consulting or advisory. So this you can do from a B2B perspective or a B2C perspective. So you can do a group consulting or advisory service that is from individuals from many different companies. And this is the service model that I managed at Gartner. So we had executives from corporations and government agencies from all over the world that got together 3 times a year for a 2.5-day meeting where they determined the agenda. So the advantage of this is it's a one-to-many offering. It's a premium price. So in this case, this offering was around $45,000 a year per executive. It's time-based, so it can be, that's a kind of it's not a subscription-based model, but it is a membership-based model at a higher end, where it's 6 months to a year. It's predictable revenue. There are repeatable frameworks so you create a repeatable framework around the delivery aspect of it. It's unlimited growth potential until you start hitting the limits of how big a group can be. The members actually add value. So not only are you adding value or bringing in outside experts, the members themselves add value. The cons, of course, are only the resource limitations. You can only handle as many clients as you have, as you can service before you start adding staff. But just for a example, I do a group coaching Mine is a group coaching model. I have 3 group coaching programs. One is a year-long program, one is a 4-month program, and one is a 2-month program. And I repeat the 4-month program and the 2-month program many times throughout the year. And I'm actually thinking of adding on an accountability coach, not someone who does the teaching and the mentoring, but someone who does some of the hand-holding in between sessions. So the benefits of this is it becomes more affordable for the members, right? So to work with me one-on-one in starting a business, or to work with you one-on-one in your area of expertise, is your time and attention and your expertise. And that's the most valuable asset you have. So that's what you charge the most for. This is more affordable. So they get a fraction of you, they share you in a group situation, but it's also for a fraction of the price. It's typically time-based. It's also predictable revenue. In fact, I did a podcast on predictability in your revenue stream. And once you nail your marketing, your revenue stream becomes predictable because you have a predictable marketing framework that you're using. But anyway, one-to-many, unlimited growth potential. The members add value. It's the same as the group advisory service to corporations. And then there's a membership model. The pros are membership models in the B2C space are usually super affordable, like $47 a month, $97 a month, or, in the case of a membership model like Elevate Network, it might be a little bit higher end, like $500 or $1,000 a year. But it becomes a predictable revenue stream because the more you can add on people, the more you can see the accounts payable, the accounts receivable going up month after month. So depending on the model, you need big membership numbers to earn mid 6 figures, and certainly to get up to 7 figures. So it's not a good startup strategy. Whenever I have a conversation with someone, and tomorrow we'll bring out the pricing calculator and we'll do some modeling around your business. But whenever I bring out the pricing calculator and someone says, oh, I have this idea for this membership program and it's going to be $267 a year. And then you model through with them that, in order to make any money, you're going to need 1,000 clients. And that means you're going to have to get in front of 8,000 prospects. It's simply not a realistic business model. And you also need to be a really good community manager to make that work. And that is an art as well as a science. And I know people in my networks who are really good at that. I'd be happy to introduce you if that's a model you're thinking of going with. Then, of course, there's software as a service or a subscription model. So I have a friend who has a company called 99 Walks, and it's a walking app that you get on your phone. I think she has 30,000 members. So this is also like a membership model. She has a Facebook group. It's $16.99 a month. So it's affordable for members. It's subscription based. It's predictable revenue. It's repeatable frameworks. It's one-to-many, unlimited growth potential. The members add the value. And depending on the model, again, you need a lot of people in order to make that model work. I have another former client who has a hybrid business model, and one of her businesses is an app that helps people who are fractionalized workers find new opportunities. It's really been a struggle for her to get that piece of the business up and running. And then, of course, there's everyone's favorite, let me make money while I sleep and do a do-it-yourself course and become an e-learning expert. So there's a great strategy around that. It's affordable for the people who buy it. It's a short time to consume. So typically they're short in duration. It's passive revenue with unlimited growth potential. And I put passive in quotes because the marketing around a DIY course or an e-learning experience is fairly significant. It requires that you really optimize and tweak your marketing funnel. You're more likely to have paid traffic and not just rely on organic reach. And the paid traffic model is much less predictable with Google ads or Facebook ads or Instagram ads. And you need many users to make significant revenue. So this is best later in the value chain to leverage content from your other programs. So if you've been coaching or consulting for some time and you see people get stuck in the same area over and over again, and you want to give them something that you know would have high demand and high value, then it's a great opportunity to do a DIY course for a limited amount of money. All right, so we covered a lot of ground in the business model, so I'm going to open it up and we'll have some conversations about what business models might work for you. You don't need to figure it all right now. This is about putting together a vision for your business that we can go out and test with your ideal clients later. But it's very useful in figuring out a path to the cash. How exactly will you replace your corporate salary and grow a profitable business? So I'm not a big believer in wishful thinking strategies. I'm a big believer in purposeful action and having a destination of where you're going. It's much easier to measure. It's much easier to hit your goals when you actually have one. Many people get this far and they figure out the what and the why, but they forget about figuring out how this is all going to work. And this video is about figuring out the business model that will work for you and your lifestyle goals, and that will likely work with your ideal clients in the markets that you want to serve, and how it's possible to create new and hybrid business models in today's business environment. So you might find yourself checking more than one of those boxes in business models. It could be that you work with clients privately and you also have a more leveraged program. And some of you might be thinking that you've already taken a course on how to launch an online program and that this is the direction that you're going to go. And I get it. This is the trend of the day to create an online business model, and it works. I mentioned I have 3 online businesses that are really hybrid coaching models that have some online work, some group work, and some one-on-one work in them. But just because other people are doing it doesn't mean that this is the right model for you or that it's right for your market. And there are a lot of big promises out there, like how you can build a massive business without a list with a low price membership program. And while there are exceptions to every single rule, most membership programs fail as a first effort at launching a business. So I just want to get clear with you right here. Most new women entrepreneurs undervalue themselves. And a lot of people have been asking about where to start first. What is the right business model to start? And even more importantly, how do I price my services to justify the value that I offer for that price? So when you put a high price point on your offers, it can feel scary when you're asking for the sale. And then you back down because you worry that you won't deliver enough value to justify that price. And I'm telling you that I will literally almost guarantee that you're selling yourself short. And I will share with you a completely new way to think about your pricing tomorrow. It's so new that I actually trademarked it, and it will really open up your eyes about how easy it can be to replace your 6-figure salary. So be sure to be here tomorrow in the live room. Because you'll get the access to the bonus coaching that won't be on the recording. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the next training on your pricing model, because you really are going to love it. It's going to be your favorite in this series, I'm sure, because you're going to walk away with exactly how to price your services for maximum clarity on how much money you can earn. And you're also going to be able to download the expert's pricing calculator so that you can do your own price modeling. It's really cool. It's going to be really cool for us to play with the model together in the live room. So watch for that link in your mailbox. It's actually the same link that you have that got you here. So which business model will work for you? What action are you going to take to get started? Are you clear on what you're offering in your one-on-one group or online programs or your consulting work? Let me know in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what you're planning to launch or relaunch. It could be that you started a business a year or 2 ago and the business model that you've created is not working and you need to go back to the drawing board. And if you have found value in this masterclass, I would love it if you could share it with at least 3 people who could use it as well. And in the Facebook group, if you're listening to the replay, give us a hashtag replay and post your biggest takeaway in the comments. And just as a reminder, this is just a taste of the entire Launch Lab experience, where we have a very structured step-by-step process for how to explore the profit opportunities that will connect to your mission and purpose and your lifestyle goals, and a process for validating that business idea so that when you package and price and message your services and get out into the market, that you actually do have a money-making business model. So with that, I am going to stop sharing and open it up for discussion in the live room. So let's stop the live stream.